Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about Rick and Morty Season 7, Episode 7, I believe is what we're on. And a lot of the references in this episode are going to be lost on me because it is one big reference to the movie Total Recall with little creatures called Quados. And they, interlink their minds with the person they are morphed to. And I have never seen that movie, nor did I know what a Quado was before today. So, that being said, I did still actually enjoy the episode. So we start off with Summer, rinsing off the car, sorting amulets and cursed amulets, chopping up some sort of bug-looking thing, feeding plants, uh, telling Rick to pay up because she's been doing all of these chores. She gets an attribute slider so she can, I think it's intelligence, charisma, dexterity, and strength, I believe, are the four that it allows her to adjust, and she wants to do it for a party. So she is doing all of this as the 17-year-old always does in order to try to gain favor with her classmates, because that is like her entire character is I want to be popular. So we go to the party. She's having a good time. She's talking about this frisbee golf team as well. Hanging out with this dude, trying to get his phone number as well. And Morty's like, I want it to trickle down to me. She's like, I want to be ripped to show Trisha because Trisha, I guess, is probably the most popular girl. And then she will tell other girls and it'll trickle down to Morty. So they get in a fight. Morty ends up getting it. He gets ripped here for a minute. Summer is maxed out on intelligence. That is why her face looks like that. They end up fighting over the attribute slider, falling into the pool, and it combines them into this, which is a Quattro. Quado. Which I, yet again, no idea, but crazy alien thing. She runs out of there crying. Rick is watching Cake or Not Cake, and apparently they make AI cakes that seem like they're human, but they're not actually human, which I think is kind of crazy. So she's like, help me get this, and then she's like, okay. Rick's like, yeah, I'll help you. Just go get the chores done. So she ends up doing that. Morty keeps, or Quado Morty keeps saying, open your mind. Whatever the heck that means. It's basically that allows them to link their minds together so they can hear each other talk. And it reaches the targeted ads on her phone to go party, and then Summer's like, you know what, whatever, I'm out of here, let's go there. So that's where she ends up going, is to the Quado party. Runs into a girl, they get a drink, runs into a good looking dude who is actually just a trafficker, similar to Taken. So it's actually kind of two movies that they're parodying in this, is Total Recall and the Taken series with Liam Neeson. Those I have seen, so I actually understand those references. But you got the attractive guy. He's like, hey, let's hang out with us. Gets her all drunk, having a great time with this grand scheme master, partying it up. And then she ends up getting kidnapped. Right here, there's the van. She's about to get burned. She has a ponytail. And ends up getting free, which is kind of funny. She does end up finally activating it by saying, like Rick was right, I was wrong, or something along those lines. Let me see the exact phrase here. Ponytail assemble. Go Gadget. Picking ponytail from Inspector Gadget. I don't give my grandpa enough credit, and that finally activated it. I thought that was funny. Rick then, Beth is like, hey, where are my kids? And Rick's like, oh, they're merged together, I'll go find them. And then he plays a security camera, finds them. Summer just beating the crap out of everybody as well. They're going to end up implanting Morty into somebody else. That's what they do. They sell Quados to other people. That's the whole evil scheme there. Rick then starts beating up everybody. And this guy, I thought this was kind of hilarious. Instead, he was like, he was like, I told you where I took her. I'm a minimum wage worker and I have 5 kids. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not the person. Because, you always see all these action heroes go all gung-ho and beat up the first person they find. And Rick actually has some restraint. And then starts doing it to the bartender. Then gets to the third guy. The third guy finally knows, and then he actually starts beating the crap out of some people. Summer finally opens her mind, where she can hear Morty. Morty's describing the things that are around him, and they are like auctioning off the Quados. So they run in there. They're shooting at each other. Rick's a little rusty, but not too bad. Summer finds out also in this episode that they finally defeated Rick Prime. So I'm assuming the whole family knows the Nemesis is defeated. Morty actually isn't completely useless. He actually ends up, they try to sedate him. He ends up sedating the doctor or person that's trying to sedate him, runs away. And then we find out that the Quado has actually been controlling the Jesus-looking guy the entire time. And then it's a Quado and a Quado. Then we have a little bit of fight here between Morty and the Quado. More fighting. And then it's a Quado knife, which I thought was kind of funny. And then it's a Quado and a Quado and a Quado, so that's 3. And then at this point, they're just like, okay, the gag is getting redundant. And Rick is able to fully control the little spider robot, drowns him. Then Morty's kind of like, I kind of want that. Can we bring that back up? So he modifies it, and then he ends up accidentally performing CPR on the Quado, but then ends up, dumping him back in the ocean, and then Morty gets it. And it's kind of neat watching, little Quado Morty in this little spider robot looking thing. Frolf, they're calling Frisbee Golf. They're calling that Frolf. That was kind of a big part of the episode. The guy Summer was originally hitting on asks, he's like, hey, I need someone to hook up with on Tuesdays. And then Summer's like, nope, I saved this girl's life. I'm going to go with her. So apparently Summer is now bi, which her mother, I think, is too. So, whatever, makes sense. And he's like, wow, Summer Smith, there's no end to your complexity. So Summer getting some character development, and then Morty accidentally launches off the missiles. We then go into the rich guy's room. They're talking about they spent 69, I'm going to call them 69. They spent like 69 whatever alien money on him. And they're all just like having a grand old time. Bunch of old rich dudes. And then the guy starts talking about his wife, and he was like, no, we're not doing that unless we're 69. And like, too much, man, too much. And that's where the episode ends. So kind of weird. Kind of weird that's where we end the episode. But let's see if we can find a nice still here. That might be that might be it. It's not a major spoiler. So that may be the old thumbnail right there. I might find a different one. But just for a classic Rick and Morty adventure, I feel like this would be probably more enjoyable if I fully understood the whole Total Recall thing. If you do, I'm sure you probably enjoyed the episode a little more than I did. But I got the taken references, enjoyed it. Nice action-packed, just a little adventure. And I don't really have any major complaints. The animation was good, the artwork was good, storyline was pretty good, and wrapped it up in one little episode. Rick definitely, it's more of a summer episode, so Rick was definitely not super important in this episode. I mean, yeah, he did obviously free them and everything, but it was more about, Summer having a little bit of character development. Hopefully that stays with her. I don't know if it will or won't, because with this type of show, it seems like, they repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Sometimes there's a little bit of character growth, but not always. It seems like Rick's gotten some character growth. Maybe it's time for Summer to get a little bit too. But Summer's got a girlfriend now. So I don't know if she's going to be a continuing character or how that whole situation is going to play out. But I'm definitely looking forward to the next 3 episodes, because that's all we got left. 3 episodes, then we're done. And then, as I said, I believe we have 3 seasons left. I want to say there's at least 3. You're talking 30 more episodes minimum before they decide if they want to continue doing the show. And there have been some complaints about a few episodes, and I've complained about it myself. Voice acting in this one wasn't too bad. I'm getting used to the new voice actors, I think, at this point. So it's something that it's not majorly bothering me like it was probably the first episode or 2. But I would say out of 10, this one gets. I'm gonna give it a solid 8. If I understood the Total Recall references, maybe a little bit more. But I think the audience for this is like 18 to 34 is the typical audience for Rick and Morty. That's like the highest viewed percentage. And I think Total Recall was made in the 80s. So kind of that, maybe the 34-year-olds are getting a little bit of those Total Recall references, but I think the younger people that have never seen the movie, like myself, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. Maybe I will in the future now at this point. But I think it was just a little bit of a miss because I don't think everyone is going to understand the Total Recall references. But maybe it's not. It's not meant for me. It's meant for the people. This episode is meant for the people that have seen both Taken and have seen Total Recall. So I mean, ultimately, that is who this episode is for. So it's. I liked the episode, but it wasn't specifically for someone like me who has not seen one of the two movies referenced in it. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.